Hi everyone, today's episode is on the winning word, forgiveness, which is the make or break of everything. This is promise. In fact, research has shown that forgiving too early erodes self-respect and might lead to greater relationship problems. I readily agree to the moral behind forgiveness and the powerful force that forgiveness carries. In fact, as everyone knows, it does you good more than the other person when you forgive. Offenses are like a snake venom. Even when a snake bites you, you don't have to accept the venom. But where am I driving at is that thin line of thoughts not given to some situations, people and stages of injuries, pains that we might encounter, and immediately you hear someone saying, forgive, if not, you are dwelling in the past, holding on grudges, rather than showing mercy to people that are hurt. I feel personally that these suggestions from religion and others not wanting to look at the pain one is feeling at that moment eludes and discourages the intelligent analysis of the traumas one goes through or experiences. The truth is that many people don't forgive immediately because it is not time for them, and allow them to take their time, as we say, to healing, empowers them to finding peace to that forgiveness. Let's not forget that there is acknowledgement that something happened. But for me to nurse that thing, that offense longer than is needed means that I am accepting the venom that comes from the snake. But having to nurse revenge is what is not allowed. In my personal life, when I dwell in something negative, such as how and what makes this person feel that he or she can do this to me and go free, my heart tends to get away from my Maker, my God. I begin to feel that I am no longer aligning myself to the will of God and not focusing on my relationship with God. So, who is the author and the finisher of my faith? The one that holds the earth and king's heart in his hands. Listen, whatever your heart is set upon, you begin to worship. If it's set upon food, you can imagine how obsessed you will become. You will start becoming about it. Likewise, offense, you will be controlled by it without recognizing. The top strategy of the enemy now in families and any other positive relationship is how to destroy it by keeping records of offenses, or set your mind towards state of offense towards the other person. I call it a messy, sneaky plan of the enemy, not to see people progress in joy, happiness, and togetherness. Your heart needs to be set on God regularly. It sets you in a place of purity, a place of recovery, a place of progress, and not into a place of judgment. That doesn't mean that people might not intentionally get to hurt you or, but it helps you to be in a position of sanity and purity to know immediately that this is one of the devices of the devil to shift your focus from your Creator and put you in that place of pain and adversity and doubt. One thing I get to learn from being in the presence of God, and after so many questions that I didn't get an answer for, and worry and disappointments that I've ever encountered, is the growth that I have experienced in the relationship with my Creator, to understand the devices of the evil one. So back to where I was, I learned that no one will ever inflict pains and hurts to me from a place or a domicile of wisdom or from a domicile of love, but it can only be from their own domicile of ignorance and brokenness. Therefore, God gave me something I called a place of peace, where I will look at that situation and say to myself, or say to yourself, he or she never knew better. And I will walk away from that present situation without holding anything against the person. The truth about forgiveness is that if we're able to put on as God's chosen ones, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, there will be no need for forgiveness. But since some people are wired differently, we should allow others to heal while forgiving. Someone once asked me, should we now make excuses for people because of we don't know what they have gone through that led them to their brokenness, that led them to hurt us, and thereby neglecting our own peace and allowing such to have a way to hurting us in our own path? And I said to the person, no. That is why we need to come to a place of peace, having the mind of Christ and seeing things as Christ saw through that lens of mercy. Then we will be able to forgive them. Maybe not immediately, but afterwards. It takes time for some people. We must always understand that. It doesn't excuse what that person is doing or has done to you, because some people are like, they are called into your life to distort your state of being. But being in that place of compassion will give you the urge of empathy in trying to hold yourself and let us see what might have led that person into a state of hate and excruciating pains of anger. It's really very, very hard to love your enemies and people that hurt you. But when Christ has taken a place in you, he helps you in becoming Christ-like, even in climbing that mountain. I can tell you, it's a mountain. Let God help us to see in the light of his glory. What the devil is looking for in our heart is just a crack. Just a crack. He doesn't need a big open window or door, just that little crack to get in. And once you allow that, you are finished. Allow God to model through you, because it is not only between you and God, but also the other person you are holding on to and not letting go. Thank you all, and God bless. Please remember, forgiveness is the key. See you next time on My Sonesis. Thank you all. Bye.